G'day, Steve Morgan here on the Derwent River for the third round of the Costa BREAM Series, which is the Cranka Derwent River round. I've got the non-boater winner with me, Jesse Rotin, or as I like to call him, J-Ro. Jesse, is this your first win from the back of the boat, or have you done it before?
The first year I ever fished as a non-boater, which was about 3 or 4 years ago, won at Malakuta.
So you're pretty good on the black brim, mate. That's a black and yellowfin brim venue, but this place here, the Derwent, it's a black brim place. Have you been here before?
2 years ago, I was here and came second, but fell in love with the place.
Yeah, it is a hard place. If the Tassie ABT tour is on and you're not going, you have funny feelings, don't you?
Yep, definitely. Yeah, it's a really grouse place. The edges, everywhere you look, looks really fishy, and it's what I like to do.
Awesome, mate. Take us through your tactics for the weekend. Who were you drawn with, and how did the weekend play out?
The first day I was paired with Rob Warren, and we fished up at Bowen, or near the bridge.
Yep.
As soon as I jumped down the back of the boat to fish as a non-boater, he said, "Where are you going? You got to jump on the electric and start driving it around." And I said, "Okay, I'll do that," and gave each other a bit of room. Second cast of the day, I caught a fish on a Smith Panish DD. I'm not sure of the colour, but from there, the next couple of casts, I kept getting weed and kept getting stuck on the rocks. So I decided to put the other lure of choice, which was the Daiwa Presso.
What colour's that one?
That's Laser AU and Ghost Wakasagi.
Now these Presso minnows have got a real heritage in Tassie. They just dive exactly the right depth, and the brim love them here, don't they?
Definitely, yeah. I know a bloke who's done really well on them.
And look, it's good to see they've actually got some of those new colours coming back. That wasn't the only thing you threw for the weekend, though. What else did you use to put the bag together, and how did your day two pan out?
Day two, I was paired with Zane Wyatt, who's a local to Tasmania, and we fished similar sort of area. The tide, we sort of picked some other spots. We got fish on the first spot we picked out. We got a fish each, but we were getting a lot of salmon. Yep. And we couldn't really get through them. It didn't matter what we did, we couldn't get through them. We fished a similar bank to where we were yesterday, and I seen a bit of a boil on the edge, and I cast the lure to it, twitched it down and paused, and the line came up tight, and I got a fish. After that, the bite sort of slowed down for me and for Zane as well. So we decided to try and look for some areas that still had a bit of depth with the tide. So we went out to, I'm not sure the exact location, it's in front of Mona, that one of the reef bombies that are out in the middle of there. Yep. And we started throwing hard bodies on top of that. Zane straight away got a nice fish, and I hadn't really got a bite, and I kept getting snagged up. So I said, all right, I'll just throw out a bit deeper with a plastic. So I threw the Z-Man grub on a 1/16 jig head.
And take us through your outfit.
The outfit I've got there is a TD Hyper from Daiwa, a 701 LXS, and the reel is a TD Sol 3 LT, 2500.
What sort of braid and leader you got on it?
I've got 8-pound braid and a 5-pound leader. Just before I caught those fish, I was using a lighter rod, and I got busted off 3 times with lighter leader with 4-pound. So I decided to grab this rod. It's a bit stiffer, and as soon as I hooked the fish, I had a bit more confidence to put a bit more pressure on the fish and hold it up, and that's how I got the last couple of bigger ones.
And that was the best decision you made all weekend, wasn't it?
Definitely, definitely.
Awesome, mate. Well, you caught 4.18 on day one and 4.36 kilos on day two, so 2 really consistent bags, and you surmounted a field of non-boaters that literally came from all over Australia to catch the fish here, mate. So we're rolling on to St Helens now, to the next event. You've already qualified for the grand final now. How do you think that arena is going to fish compared to this? It's a vastly different place, the East Coast, isn't it?
Yeah, it's completely different. When I first fished there with Mario 2 years ago, the fishing to me, or the areas we fished, weren't fishing locations that I'd normally fish, but gave it a good shot, and I got paired with a good boater on the first day, which was Alan Murray, and he put me onto some really nice fish. The second day, I was with Cam Whittam, and we had a really good day, but just struggled to find any fish. But just a completely different arena. Yeah, and it was still good because it wasn't really easy for me, but I knew there was some big fish to be caught, and if you keep going, you know, you learn a lot.
Yeah, well, you've done really well. You've enjoyed the back of a couple of really nice boats, or in fact the front of one of them. And we're headed off to St Helens for the next event. That is the Mercury event, which is going to be held at St Helens. It's on in a couple of days. You can catch up with all of the information on our website, www.abt.org.au. You can find all of the links to live streaming, or subscribe to our YouTube channel, ABT Tournaments. Subscribe, click the little notification. You'll see all of the weigh-ins, all of the highlights, and all of the interviews with legends like J-Row.